again, I mean, it's not super unexpected for Cloud9 to be out of a LAN tournament over across the pond in Europe early on. It's unfortunate that it has happened to them quite a bit, but it's got to be at a certain point like pretty devastating for them to just, you know, get over there and never be able to like string it together, not be able to have those results against the EU teams in EU. It would also be a pretty big blow to VP to be dropped out early on. So either way you look at it, for the loser, it's rough stuff. It's very different from earlier where you had SK and you're like, you know, congratulate them on their performance. Like they've done well. They played. They're a new team, but really no excuses for either of these teams. Here you go. VP storming their way up. Long A bomb already going down here. Trying to push for that smoke is Sean. He's going to be brought down by Pasha. Freakazoid will get Neo. Cleaned up though by Snacks. 3-on-2 right now. Trying to go for this retake. Going to be up to some one clicks from nothing. Skadoodle now has fallen, making it a 1-on-3 here. No kit. No reason to save, so nothing's just going to stand and fight. Bringing Taz down very low. Oh my gosh, he's going for the knife! Tasha's like, yeah, I kind of want an op second round.
Ooh, they cut that fine because of that potential knife, but they still do get the frags, and VP do pick up the first round, which is, if memory serves me correctly, what we pretty much saw in the first map as well. So here we go, Cloud9. It is a map that definitely supports the idea of a couple of AWPs, a couple of ranged weapons, and you're going to see 2 scouts right off the bat from Freakazoid and nothing. I can't say I've seen Freakazoid scouting or AWPing too much in the past, but I'm sure he's comfortable with the weapon regardless. He tries the shot at mid, doesn't connect anything.
Yeah, once again, going for the eco with the scouts. Very popular these days to go forward, and Dust 2 is a map where you can really have a shot at an eco round kind of in any of the rounds. And trying to jump spot over the wall here is Freakazoid out of that window. Doesn't actually connect. No one's taking a point of damage here from VP already. Freak is now near death. Now dead. Sean dead. Nothing down as well. It's just up to Shroud and Skadoodle. Shroud with that 5-7. Jeez, like, does he even need to use a gun? Same can be said kind of for Snacks and Bialy as well. But here you go. 2-on-2. It has come down to it. Skadoodle with the MAC-10 and long range. That AK, of course, going to win out. VP 2-0.
Something I'd like to mention as well, for those of you that are just tuning in, it is fairly early on compared to where we'd normally be casting, but Bialy on that first map, man, he was a revelation. He was unbelievable. I think at one point he was like 10 kills ahead of anybody else on his team. So there's a huge reason why they ended up winning 16-13. I'm curious to see if we're going to see Bialy keep pushing forward. Thus far it's been all Snacks, but we are still, of course, in the early stages. Cloud9 on CT side now, forced to eco after losing that second one with a couple of scouts. And VP are occupying mid. Now, if they were to push through mid, they're going to be walking into 4 players. Flash out. They're going short. This is the correct decision, but my goodness, for a second I thought they're going to walk into the meat grinder.
Very low-powered meat grinder, just with one P250, right? That's like the only gun there that would have maybe had a chance to kill with 1 bullet. Taz going to bring them down as he's just watching the flank. He was maybe not expecting that many people to be there. He will find 3 of them. Lives on 5 HP, and VP will get cleanly through, besides Pasha trying to knife nothing and maybe making that first round closer than it should have been. Getting through those kind of with ease. Rifles, though, coming out for Cloud9. Nothing yet to buy with 4,300. He will just go, there he goes. It's the only thing you can afford. M4A1S and full armor. Doesn't skimp on the head armor. Doesn't try to get a nade. But the argument's there that could have maybe had a smoke.
Look at this play from VP, just right through mid, no smokes, no frills, just straight through. And they walk into Freakazoid's crosshairs. And there's Taz again with 2 kills, 7 for 1 thus far. And Pasha chimes in with a frag of his own, so that's opening up B nicely. The bomb will be planted. They still have an AWP in the hands of Snacks. And Cloud9 coming through mid towards the site. They don't have any defuse kits, though, to play with, so it's going to have to be quick, or they're going to have to end up calling it a day and saving these weapons. Let's see what they choose to do.
Nice pop flash back from Shroud. That's going to let Freakazoid get into that window real quick. They both get out. Player of the backside is so blind. There's one in the back of pit as well. Taz gets the kill from in sight. Snacks on the back. It's all up to Shroud right now. He's been the player that's been hot for Cloud9, but he will be silenced. And my God, those entries from Taz were just so sexy.
Yeah.
He gets the first player jumping, and he just keeps holding that trigger, controls the spray, and gets the guy from behind those barrels. Like, that was That was nuts. And he's got 8 frags right now. He knows he played poor yesterday, and he is here stepping it up on Dust 2. VP leading 4-0. Cloud9. Maybe, you know, time to get concerned if you lose the next rifle here in round 6.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, they may already start to get a bit concerned at this 4-0 because the fact that Taz was so comfortably able to rush through and get onto B, get those beautiful entry frags, that's going to send shivers down the NA scene spine because it's not looking good for them. They're currently 1-0 down, and if they lose this, they're out. It's really that simple. VP, another buy-up round, of course. They've kept these weapons going for a while. Snacks opens up with the AWP on towards the CT spawn, and again they're pushing on to B. There's going to be Sean Gares there. We had a bit of a poor first map, and just like that, it's, well, VP picking it up with ease. He didn't lose a single weapon.
11k most on the start of the round for Taz. He got 9.5 or 8.9 loaded. Everyone else, you know, VP can easily lose 2 rounds and still probably pull out rifles. That's going to make Cloud9's comeback that they desperately need to start mounting right now that much more difficult. 4 kills for Nothing, 3 for Freak, 2 for Shroud, 1 for the other guys. Nothing will find the opening here. So finally Cloud9 starts off with a man advantage, and that will make things easier on them.
It will definitely alleviate some of that pressure that is being applied directly to the fields of Cloud9 courtesy of the Pulse. But that player advantage may not mean a great deal if VP will push together and get the entries. We've already seen what Taz is capable of doing. We've already seen what Neo's capable of doing, although he's had a pretty slow game thus far. 1 and 3 with 4 assists. But here comes the push, and as I'm speaking, Pasha will get the entry onto Nothing. Freakazoid, in fairness, does answer back in CT spawn. And VP are caught between a rock and a hard place, because whereas before they had a few more grenades to play with, now they don't. They dink Skadoodle, so he has to go back to CT spawn as well with Freakazoid, and in doing so they pretty much give up this site, but not if Shroud has something to say about it. Bialy answering back, a 2-on-3, and all 3 Cloud9 players looking to push through short. No, that's a correction. Skadoodle thought about it, decides to go through long instead. This retake is going to be difficult for VP to repel.
Indeed it is. They got 2 players coming up. Skadoodle's very low. He's going long. Sean Garris will get that refrag there onto Neo. Skadoodle coming up long as mentioned, and there it is. He'll get the shot at the back of Bialy. Maybe the bomb to be defused. If it was any closer, that Molotov in the site would have stopped them from defusing, but hey, they'll finally get that first round. A lot costlier than they would have wanted it, right? When you win as a CT, you want to keep at least 3 people alive. That's kind of like the minimum to at least build your economy. They only survive with 2, though, of course. That will make things a little bit harder because remember, they've got an uphill battle to break VP's, you know, money and get them onto a save themselves. And then we can look. Everyone, I mean, Taz is still on 6K, 3K, 4K, and 2.5. Like, they can easily buy after this. Cloud9 have to win another.
Yeah, and if VP end up winning this round, it's almost a worse scenario for Cloud9 to win that last one because they then lose their round loss bonus. They're back to economic downturn, and VP just go from strength to strength. So this is a massive, massive round for Cloud9, one they desperately cannot afford to lose. We saw a pretty cool stack up there from Skadoodle. I didn't quite catch who was below him, but they were checking on to short, quickly found out no one was home, and rotated back. And the fact that Cloud9 have 4 players stacked around A, now that Nothing has decided to go mid, it's not quite as much of an issue, but they only had 1 player on B for quite a significant amount of time. Fortunately for them though, VP didn't choose to push it. They're still mid, with Pasha running with the open long. And some damage across the Shroud. They need to be so careful here, Cloud9. It's on a razor's edge.
Shroud's okay to take those nades as long as there wasn't a third. He's really just in a position to try to stay alive and let Freakazoid now peek out. If it works out perfectly, the crossfire they set up, Freakazoid was just posted their turn, waiting for the flashes, out of danger, or out of danger, in safety, you know, away far enough from those grenades, and that cat hold worked perfectly. Maybe a little lucky they didn't decide to throw a third grenade up there into that cubby on catwalk. But Freakazoid finding the 3K, the spray down with that A1S. 3 kills is like almost a lot to ask for that gun too, so. Pasha just fighting with the op right now. See if he can't make it costly. And there you go, Cloud9 went 2 in a row. This time they kept 3 members up, but as we know, the forecast shows more rifles for VP. It will be still very tough for Cloud9.
I like that Pasha pushed in at the end there, because it was like 3 seconds before the round ended. Had he have died after the timer went down, he'd had like no money to play with. So he realized that, and he knew that he was between 3 players and was likely going to fall. So it allows him to get the Kevlar. He didn't have enough to buy an AK for himself, but someone dropped it for him, and Skadoodle opens up the round once more. And Freakazoid, gonna give him credit, didn't have a fantastic overpass. Thus far, he's been the standout player for Cloud9, I'd say. He's been picking up a lot of frags and at pretty important moments as well.
Looks like he wants to kind of spam through that smoke, kind of letting Pasha get an idea of where he is. Freakazoid's still holding on to middle. There's smoke everywhere. He actually does tap up one, but whoa, Taz just kind of randomly there through the smoke. Will catch him and randomly right back. Snacks takes an op bullet to the back. 4 on 3, 3 on 3 right now. Nothing coming through. He's on the back of the site with an op. He'll hit 2 shots with it. 2 on 2 now. Pasha, the intercept Shroud. Skadoodle gets him, and now he's got a 2K. Bialy coming out, peeking aggressively. And Skadoodle just did not expect that. And that's rough. And that's the story of Counter-Strike. CTs were coming. They were winning 2 in a row. They were going against rifles of the strong economy on the T side, round after round after round. Cloud9 lose 1 and they're broke.
Yeah, I didn't expect it because it was high risk, high reward from Bialy. I think what gave that away, and the reason he went for that peek, is because he saw the flash and the grenade come on doors. So he knew that Skadoodle was close and had an AWP, and the chances are that he'd win out on that battle. Very well played. Split second decision comes good for them. Now the B push, in effect from VP. Skadoodle's completely flashed up, couldn't see anything. Double Galil frags for Pasha. Shroud on 4 HP. Freakazoid's been picked off, and Virtus.Pro looking in great position to get their 7th round already on T side, and they only lose the 1 player. And someone can definitely drop an AWP for Pasha if he so chooses now as well. Or not,
Actually,
they go for AKs.
No, no one actually had enough.
Yeah, I thought they had enough, but they're like 4.7k, 4.6k, so that's unfortunate actually. But still, AKs against the mass and a few M4s is still more than good enough on T side.
Skadoodle goes for that glass cannon op, though. He'll get out towards long once more. They go very heavy-handed towards long. You got 2 players that have crossed into pit, and now Skadoodle's kind of just, you know, helping them lock it down, get them to pit with safety. Maybe you get a pick early, so he'll drop back now. But unfortunately, Shroud's gone down. He was taken out by Snacks. Sean Garrison, nothing, though, over at B. It's a different story there. Cloud9 seem to be on top of things, but Bialy, man, this man just can't be killed. And his aim is on point, so he's going to find 2 frags. Freakazoid will get 1, but right above him, Snacks on that lurk. VP win yet another round here. And all right, this is kind of a similar story to what we saw on Cash earlier, right? It's an even map, but there are just some instances where it is super T-sided between 2 teams that match up. And for Cloud9's sake, you better hope that's what this is.
Or this could get really messy. This could get kind of embarrassing. This is Cloud9's choice of map as well. Let's remember that VP didn't want any part of this. They banned out Cash, which is a map they struggled on yesterday, typically quite strong on that. And in doing so, kind of sacrificed the potential Dust 2 pick, which is what happened. But so far, you'd never think it. You'd think this was VP's choice of map that they've been playing the T side. They've been fantastic. They're just ruthless aggression. And it's been catching Cloud9 off. They've been hot and cold. And, well, the last few while it's been cold mainly. Skadoodle with the P250 headshot, but that could be all they get this round as Bialy chimes in with a kill. And there is Taz once more. Taz and Snacks both at 13 frags. Bialy on 10. Everybody on Virtus.Pro pulling their weight. But here we go. Cloud9 have an up on Skadoodle. And who knows, maybe he's going to explode in this round.
Nax hit Freakazoid crossing through the door in the face as well. Yeah, it's just an eco round, but that can still get to you. The fact that you got picked on the cross. Let's see if he can bounce back. Freak to that A1S. Skadoodle does have armor, at least this time with his op. He'll be there at long with Shroud assisting in the pit. Yeah, and yeah, about time. No one's coming there. You'll see him pull back and go up towards and help the site. Because Snacks, Taz, and actually everybody really is on catwalk right now with just 1. Bialy kind of working out long, and even that, he backed off to throw a flash out. So it's a 4-1 split onto A right now. Skadoodle gonna hit that first shot onto Neo, and another one. And these aren't easy. This is the hard position here. Just kind of opting from game helper, getting those people as they come up. Cat just seeing Snacks' head. Not even that, really just his hair. And will spot that barrel, but misses the quick peek. Bialy He's got 2 kills on this round. Like, how many kills does this guy have already? He's up at 12, 13 for Townsend Snacks. And Freak at 10, so he's turned it on this map. Pretty lackluster on both sides there of Overpass. And there you go, Skadoodle. 2 amazing shots and closes it off with that one there. And a 3rd round for Cloud9.
Similar again, though, they have to keep this momentum going forward because after these buys come in, they're going to be low on economy. And if VP break down Cloud9 here, then you could be looking at 11-4 territory quite easily. VP already with 9 rounds on T side. This is already shaping up to be a great half for them, but there's Freakazoid once more. Has been the best player for me. Scoodle's landed some beautiful shots, but Freakazoid's been consistent, and he is top fragging for his team as well, which kind of reflects that point. VP, however, they are played down, and maybe Cloud9 can resurrect themselves and get the 6 rounds and the pistol and be right back onto Dust 2. Crazy things have happened.
Yeah, and actually the money now is not super great for VP. They might be in a position where they just pistol armor or really just pistols after this round if they were to lose it. And you would favor Cloud9. They finally got that opening pick. Although this mid to B split could cause some trouble. Nothing is very flat, and he will go down. You still have Sean Garris in that site. Kind of in a cheeky spot in this corner. I'm thinking about even pushing the smoke. Almost catches Snacks. Oh, if he had to push through. Maybe he meant to and got lost in the smoke. I don't know. There he goes. He walks right into Snacks. He's still alive and able to retreat out and reload. Neo brings down Shroud, though. This is all happening in CT spawn. He gets them both, and that basically destroys their hopes of the round. Sean with no kit. He's got 2 kills, but what are you going to do? 8 HP. Bomb going to go down now. 35 seconds on the clock. And yeah, as he peeks out, Neo's just waiting right there. 4K for Neo. Stepping up for his team here.
We're seeing one of the main Achilles heels of Cloud9 as well, that is Shroud. Now, I'm not saying that Shroud is a poor player. He's one of their best players. My point is that Shroud's not performing now, and you're seeing the kind of impact that has on the rest of Cloud9. He's 3 for 13. He's at rock bottom with the scoreboard, and last time he was just firing on all cylinders on Overpass. He was so good. So when he's not performing, you can see Cloud9 directly struggle so much, and no one really fills in for him. They need him to step up here, otherwise Cloud9 are out of this tournament. It really is that simple. He's just fell down to Bialy.
Well, broke this round. Actually, some okay money. Nothing's got 3.3. 3K on Skadoodle. They will have a good rifle round to close out this half. Not really able to get anything here as maybe if that kill came in, it made it a 2-on-2 with some guns for C9. But now that it's a 1-on-3 with just Sean and a CZ, that's too much to ask for. And once again, we get down to the difference of breaking down an 11-4 and a 12-3, right? 11-4 is not great, but it's still miles better than a 12-4. Oh my gosh, math. 11-4 and 12-3. 12-3 sucks because if you lose the pistol, you basically give the other team match point.
Yeah, exactly. And psychologically, that is it's just brutal to play against, of course. So Cloud9, they're trying everything they can to stay into this round. They have a CZ on Sean Gaz, but they do have the opening pick. Here comes a potential B push from Virtus.Pro. They'll be walking into 2 players, but those are odds they're happy to go for. They walk into Sean Gaz and nothing, and they are going to get the first 2 kills in this exchange. But meanwhile, Pasha comes back with a frag of his own. It's all on Bialy. He's already pulled off craziness, but it's not going to happen this time around. And Cloud9 do get 4 rounds on CT. The question is, though, is that going to be enough?
It's going to be very tough. I believe it's possible. I mean, comebacks like this do happen, but it's going to be really hard. If anything, I feel like it would maybe come back into a OT. Like if the comeback was going to be had, the win might then come in OT. But VP's been pretty much on point, and now that they get to go over to the CT side, which I mean most people would say is the easier side of this map. Well, we'll find out, because we're already right into that pistol. 4 people up lung very quickly here for Cloud9. They're generally a better T-sided team as well. Nax, though, with that USP on the cross. Bialy as well. Shroud finally finds one with that P250. There's 3 people, 2 in spawn, 1, actually 3 in spawn now, 1 on Cat watching this cross. The bomb, though, has got there. Sean Garris will plant it. 3 people coming up. Tasha gonna get another one. Now Shroud to fall. Now it's just up to nothing with a Glock. He will go down. VP take the pistol, and there's 12 rounds right there. Cloud9, though, got the bomb down, so they will have an earlier rifle round. It'll come in round 18. depending on what they do here, which is buy. So no, it will no longer. Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong side. Have I mentioned I'm tired and it's early in America?
It's early and you only got like an hour sleep, so
Yep,
I'm sure
that's
people
about
can forgive you there, Joey. No worries. It is going to be a Scout and Shroud, so that is going to be Shroud down to $950. And then again, it is, of course, cheaper to full buy on T's side than it is on CT's, so that may not be a huge deal. And if T's can get the bomb plant, then that issue is nullified to start off with. It's going to be easier said than done, though, to get the bomb plant against the VP side that is looking very much hungry for frags. When you look across the board, everybody pretty much on the identical frags. Like, there's very little determining between them. Bialy gets the first kill here with the MP7, and the second comes from Snacks, and, well, Cloud9, they're just looking like they're flopping around in mid. They're not getting anything done. They're getting ripped to shreds, and not a single player from VP will fall. And that is the quick 13-4 scoreline. Cloud9 can buy up here, but you can see that Shroud now, because he didn't get anything from that scout pick, it's going to be a Galil with just a flashbang.
And he's on 4 kills too, right?
I can't remember the last time I saw Shroud on this kind of scoreline. He's normally always at the top.
I mean, he's been on point recently, really, for this team. So it's surprising to see him there with no kills and relegated down to the Galil. It's going to make for a very, very tough life. Still some submachine guns, though, remaining on VP. So we've got to a 4-on-4. Snacks on 1 HP right now. Cloud9 with a pretty solid shot on the round. They've got full long control with actually just nothing lurking out there in the suicide spot in the middle. Oh, they will pull back, though. They don't pull the trigger on the execute to the A site. I guess with the rotation being what it is, VP probably would have got to that cross end or elevator before them and could have made it tough. So with all the time on the clock, smarter for Cloud9 to wait and just wait for VP to just thin out their defenses.
Virtus.Pro have just been ruthless in this map particular. I mean, Overpass was nothing too sensational from VP. I wouldn't say that gave me huge amounts of hope for Dust 2, but this performance has been fantastic. Neo peaks round, headshotting on Freakazoid. And now Cloud9 are trying to retaliate by forcing through short, but they're walking into Neo's crosshairs. Here comes Skadoodle. He gets caught reloading from Taz. Sean Gaz gets the bomb down, so that's a slight saving grace. Can he go a couple kills better than that? Do some damage to the opposition? No, he gets 1, but that's all she wrote. And that will be defused for VP. 14-4 now in charge, and already 1-0 up. So, Helium, what do you reckon? Can Cloud9 feasibly pull this back, or is this pretty much game, set, and match?
Well, they're broke on the T side. They've got to say, I mean, they're at that difficult choice. Do you try to force up? Do you play to win this? You can go with Galil Armor. Sean Garrett's going to get an AK and some nades, and it looks like they will take a timeout to discuss this because it's not an easy decision, right? Like, both, because you screw yourself if you lose after forcing up, and it's the easiest match point in the world for VP, but at the same point, like, can you win that rifle? And then the road is so hard and you're playing up against VP, who's got, at this point, it would be 11 match points. Like, certainly the way Cloud9's played today, it'll be tough. Maybe if, you know, Shroud finds Michael Jordan from Space Jam and gets a hold of his water bottle and just turns it around in this next or like the next couple rounds, maybe then they can do it. But
the sad thing is, that analogy only a few people would get, because only a few people are old enough to have seen that movie.
Is that movie that... Am I old now? Is that what's happening here?
Yeah, you are. I'm sorry to tell you. So am I, though, so it's all good. I mean, Space Jam, that must have been, like, mid-90s, right?
Yeah, I'm guessing 96.
Yeah. Classic, though.
Was
Classic.
it? No way. All right,
yeah,
it's
man.
paused. They're talking about things. And I'm going to IMDb.
I remember
Space
seeing it at the
Jam.
cinema when I was a kid.
96! Got it!
That call, though. But yeah, that does indeed confirm, though, Helium, that you are old. Welcome to the club.
I was only 5 when it came out. I must have seen it after the fact. I wouldn't remember when I was 5. But anyways. Cloud9. They go for the force, all right? So they are playing to win right now. 2 Galil's, Tech 9s, and an AK. Sean Garris was the rich man, and he will have that AK. And you gotta wonder, right? Like, why not give that AK to Nothing or Freakazoid? Like, take one for the team and give it to the man who's been getting the frags. But here we go. Coming up that catwalk, Bialy. He's been here all day. He's just been a wall for VP. They can't get past him. He's getting 2K, 3Ks every time they come at him.
Really good point that you raised, but let's
Fortunate
talk
for
about that
Shroud.
after this round, because it's going to be Nothing and Shroud that both connect in. It's all on Snacks. He can pull this off. He's got 100% of his HP, but no needs to play with. He gets picked off, and well, Cloud9, they do just about escape in the 20th round, but they lost so many weapons in the process that it's going to be back to real... Well, actually, no, they can drop a couple weapons, so they should be A-okay here. But I agree, Sean Gez, I'm not saying that he's a bad player or anything, but when Freakazoid has been performing pretty decently and he's one of your entry fraggers, surely he's the guy that you give the weapon to. I was puzzled by that as well, and it nearly backfired when Bialy got a quick fire 3-man on short.
Yeah, I was like, I closed my eyes when that happened, so I'm glad you took over after BLA got that 3K. Cloud9 though, they will persevere. Neo though, who else for VP finding an opener and another man. God, did their kills? Is it written into law that VP just has to get kills in pairs? Like, holy crap! 4-on-3 now. VP just trying to get to that match point. They'd have 10 of them if they can convert here, and they've got that man advantage. But there's Skadoodle. Snacks though. Oh, and they line up out middle. Shroud maybe had a chance, but it would have been tough to get them both. Snacks finds him, and now it's just nothing. Fighting for tournament life here in this round. A chance to win this map, and now they've only got a chance to tie it.
And that economy though. Ugh. Feel like a bit sick after seeing that. 15-5, and all you can afford really is Tech 9s with armor. They've got an AK on Skadoodle, and that's pretty much it. So here we go, VP. Are you going to secure one of the next 10 rounds to take yourselves through to the next best of 3, which will be the lower bracket finals, I believe? And we are still waiting to find out the other results to see who they'll be playing against. But Neo starting things off quickly. It's an all-out B push from Cloud9, and they're being lined up and knocked down with ease from VP. It's all on Sean Gez and Freakazoid. They have picked up 1 kill, but that's going to be all. Sean Gez through the smoke. He's been spotted. He's been fragged, and VP will progress through to the lower bracket finals. Cloud9 are out of Gfinity.
And with them, the hope of a nation.